Hello, welcome to part 2 of making this canvas beaded bag. This is part 2 of a 3-part series on how to make this bag. And this second part, we are going to be working on the lining of the bag. In part 1, we attach the beads to the canvas, and this is how the plastic canvas looks like. So you can go ahead and go to part 1 to watch how to attach the beads to the canvas. In this part, we're just going to be working on the lining, and when you're done with that, you can go on to part 3 so that we can finish up the bag. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you're new to the channel, hello. Without further ado, let's get into our materials. Okay, so for our materials, you're going to need clips, pegs, anything that can hold your fabric. You're going to need your thread. I'm using yarn, scissors, needle, chalk, and your fabric, obviously. And of course, you're going to need your canvas where you've already made or attach your beads to it. Now this fabric lining can work on literally any bag that you make with canvas. You can use this tutorial. It doesn't have to be like a beaded, it could be crocheted, it could be sewn on. So if you do want to learn how to attach your fabric to like a canvas, this works perfectly. So you're just going to take your canvas and then you're going to lay it flat on your fabric, and then you're going to take your chalk, pencil, whatever you've got. Now guys, listen to me, I can explain. I thought this was my chalk, okay? I have a chalk which is similar in this shape. I thought it was it. It wasn't. This was an eraser. So I can explain, that was me. But basically, if you do have chalk, you're just going to use that chalk to trace half an inch away or around like the canvas. Okay, trace half an inch around the canvas. That's when I realized it was an eraser. Don't laugh at me in the comment section. I don't want to hear nothing of it. I don't want to hear it. So just go ahead. I got fed up that was an eraser, so I just chucked it away and I went in with my scissors and I was eyeballing it. So basically, you just need to cut half an inch around. Just make sure that it's a half an inch allowance around the entire canvas. So just go ahead and cut around the canvas, and please, for the love of God, please use a good scissors. I was looking for my fabric scissors. I couldn't find it, and there was this blunt one just basically stressing my life. Okay, use a good scissors. It will take you far. Invest in a good scissors, please. Okay, so this is me just cutting around. Now personally, me, I can eyeball stuff and then I can cut it in whatever shape, and I still sort of work around it and it comes out nice. But guys, especially those of you who do it for like clients, please do your cutting properly. Okay, like I said, the whole thing here is to cut it half an inch away from like the canvas. Make sure you do straight cuts, good cuts. Okie doke. All right, and also make sure that your fabric matches your beads, and make sure that the thread that you're using matches your fabric, so everything should match. So normally I was supposed to use blue of everything here, but your girl don't own blue fabric. But also I'm using black so that you guys can actually see what I am doing. Okay, so this is what it should look like. I sort of butchered the cutting, but like I said, I sort of make things work in my own way, because I'm not making it to sell to nobody. I can still use it, and I'm someone that I like to, when I make something new, I tend to like take it down and make something else with it anyway. So yeah, but please do it well. Do it well. That's all I'm saying. I'm just showing you. So you're going to fold that half inch inwards. Make sure that the chopped side is inside. Then you're just going to grab like your peg or your clipper, whatever you're using to hold your bag. Use pegs. You know the pegs that they use in drying clothes? Use that. You don't need anything fancy to like hold your bag together. Use anything, okay? You can put like rocks to hold it in place, or if it's easier for you, you can fold the entire lining and iron it so that it just stays in place. That's another way to use it. But me, I had these tiny clips because I'm someone who does a lot of crafts and tailoring, so I feel like I need these. I don't really need them, but yeah, they're aesthetically pleasing, I guess. So you're just going to clip all the 4 sides first. Just fold and clip, fold and clip, fold and clip. Okay, then we are going to get started. Now, I did say this in part 1 of making this bag. Please, if you find my voice annoying, you can mute me, because I have made the tutorials in a way that you don't actually need to hear me speak in order to see what I'm doing. I'm making them very clear, which makes them to be longer, which is why I divide them into parts. So if you don't want to hear me speak, you can mute me, reduce the volume, whatever, so that you can actually just see what I'm doing. And this also applies to those that don't speak English but also want to learn how to do it from what I'm doing. You can also do it yourself. So grab your needle and your thread. Make sure you use like the same twine that I recommended that you should use in the first video. Use like matching thread, basically. Use matching thread to, and hopefully the thread matches your lining, which is what I'm preaching. I've been preaching ever since. So you're just going to attach the thread to the canvas. Attach the thread to the canvas. I'm just going to knot it so that it stays in place. I don't know if I should just let you guys watch instead of talking. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm just going to knot it in place. I'm going to pass my needle through that loop twice so that it knots and stays in place just like that. And here I'm going to start attaching everything. Now, I don't really know what to call this stitch that I'm using to attach. I don't really know what to call it, but I'm simply inserting, I don't know, is it tacking? I don't know how to explain it, but I'm simply inserting my needle into the top part of the fabric and into one of the holes. I'm going into every hole, by the way, of the canvas. Then I pull it around so it just holds it in place. Let's see how to explain this, right? Okay, insert your needle into the fabric and make sure that it goes through one of the holes. Pull the needle through the hole like that, and then you're just going to come back and go back into the fabric, and that is basically just going to hold the fabric to the canvas. Insert it into like the tip of the fabric, not too far up, not too far down either, and push it through the hole basically. So I'm going into each and every hole in the canvas. You know what, I'm just going to let you guys watch before I butcher this explanation, and people start unsubscribing and not sharing the video and not liking it. So I'm just going to let you guys watch what I'm doing instead. By the way, speaking of unsubscribing, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, girl, what are you waiting for? Sorry. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I am a full-time YouTuber now, guys. So I'm going to be making a lot of tutorials. I'm going to be posting them on all three of my YouTube channels. The first one's called Vanessa Beads, the next one Vanessa Stitches, and the next one is Diary of a Multi-Niche. I am all over on YouTube now. This is my only social media platform, so you're probably going to see my face everywhere. So subscribe to any of those channels if you do get on there. And okay, I'm leaving now. I'm truly going. I'm just going to let you guys watch. I'll just appear again when we get to the end, so that I'll show you guys, or I'll tell you guys what to do when you're about to start on the other side. Wow, that wasn't a long wait. Wow. Okay, we're at the end. Sorry. We're at the end, and when we get to the end, of course, we're just going to fold the other end. Now, I'll tell you that you should grab your scissors. I used a proper one this time, and it's tiny. And you are going to cut a diagonal line where the fabrics meet, and you're going to cut it till it's easy for the fabric to like fold on the other side. I don't know if it's making sense. I think when you are doing it, you're going to understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to fold the fabric like that. Yeah, so you see I cut that line so that my fabric folds easy. So I am just going to keep sewing like nothing, like I did not stop in the first place. I don't know who's driving bikes around this time. You guys, there's always also background noises no matter what I do. Sorry about that, by the way. So we're just going to go back to keep sewing. Insert your needle into the fabric and into the hole, then you come back and insert back into the fabric and into the hole, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then yeah, I'm going to let you guys watch again. Now when you do get to that meeting point, you're just going to keep sewing like normal, and you're just going to fold, prepare for the next fold. That is for like the corner. You're just going to go ahead and fold it just like that. And then yeah, and you're just going to keep going. Just keep sewing. Yeah, let me leave you guys to keep to watch. I'm not fast forwarding or anything. Okay, so you of course have to sew until you get back to where you started, and here I'm just going to show you how to end everything. So you're just going to go through, then you're going to create a loop. That's me, I'm just pushing like the last piece of fabric inside to make sure it's nice and smooth. And then I'm just going to sew, then create a loop on the last sewing, wrap it around, and then I'm going to pull through, and that simply knots and completes my project. And that is basically it for this. Okay, we're going to go to then you're just going to pass your needle around your project so that you take the thread away from the knot before you cut. Don't cut where the knot is, that's what I'm saying. So move it away, take it away. So that's it for part 2. In part 3, I'm going to show you how to assemble the bag together. So make sure you head on to that part. And I am going to see you in the next video. Bye.